Hi, I'm Ben Gerritsen. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is the number one cause of bankruptcy for Americans. That number one cause of bankruptcy is one of the most unexpected financial events that can happen to any person at any time for anyone in the family. It happens to people with great paying jobs, with college education, people that have great employment. They can be self-employed, or they can be a W-2 worker for a large company. What is this that causes so many people to go financially bankrupt in our country? It is health insurance. The number one cause, over 60% of all filings for bankruptcy, is health insurance. So many people that already have health insurance, why is it that health insurance is the number one cause and factor for a family or an individual to file for bankruptcy? Well, statistics are the expenses associated with medical bills, even when you have insurance, push people to the brink of financial default of their finances. It pushes people into a distressed situation. Many families will have a very high deductible, high copays, and bills add up. And this happens over time. And some people don't have health insurance, but many people do. And even with health insurance, the extensive bills that go with it push people into a position that they just cannot afford the financial payments, whether it's for the co-pays out of pocket, the deductibles, all these different expenses. So what are the options outside of Obamacare? Or ACA is the acronym for Obamacare. That's the proper name of what's called the Affordable Care Act. Well, the Affordable Care Act that was introduced when Barack Obama was our president back in the era of the 2012-13 era, when the Affordable Care Act was introduced into the insurance marketplace. So most people have to either have employer-based insurance if you work for an employer that offers a sponsored, employer-sponsored insurance plan, or if not, many people are on what's called Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, which is a government subsidized plan that helps pay, yet it's turned out to be a very expensive and very unaffordable for many people over this last decade. Over the last 10 years, the insurance companies have had to increase their premiums bit by bit incrementally each year. Why is that? Most individuals that are on the Affordable Care Act, a large percentage of these individuals are unhealthy. Someone that's unhealthy that is going to require more medical care is going to have a financial expense on the insurance companies and the medical system. This ends up pushing up the costs. This isn't free for everyone because someone's got to pay for it. And so what do the insurance companies do when they get the claims? They review their claims and they take a look at the financials and say, okay, we've got to make adjustments. They make adjustments and they're not going to lower the rates. They end up hiring the rates. And so over time, the premiums for people that are on the Affordable Care Act have increased. On top of that, there's also exclusions that limit the coverage when traveling. If you want to travel outside of the state that you live in, you're not going to get coverage if you want to go outside of your state, whether it's for vacation, for work, for whatever the reason. Anyone that has a health insurance plan through the Affordable Care Act, you cannot get coverage when traveling to another state. It's just the way it is. And so you're limited if you or your family are going somewhere, you want to go whether to Disneyland, Disney World, you want to go on a hiking trip, you want to go, you're out of town for work, you want to go see a national park, whatever it may be. You're out on a family vacation, something happens, you get sick, or you get an injury, or you name it, whatever, your health insurance doesn't work if you're on the Affordable Care Act. These are some limits and exclusions. One of the other challenges out there outside of the Affordable Care Act is there's some health plans that are called health share plans. These health share plans have some challenges where they're not backed by reinsurers, and they're also not actual insurance companies. They're plans that they may pay for your basics, such as going to the doctor, for checkups, for well visits. But when you go into the hospital and have major catastrophes, major surgeries, there's been a lot of health share plans that have not paid the claims. In 2001, the government sent out a memo to insurance agents and insurance companies that any insurance agent that sells a health share plan that the health share plan doesn't cover, the insurance agent is going to be held liable and can lose their license. And so a lot of insurance agents that sell health insurance that are aware of what's going on don't offer health share plans, because the health share plans are limited plans and they do not have the major catastrophe, the benefits. Even though they say they're covered, the insurance companies that really do the insurance plans, they know these health share plans, they're not true health insurance. There's been even cases where the FBI has come in and investigated some of these health share plan companies, because during the COVID crisis, there was patients that did not have their health insurance, what they thought was health insurance, where they had a health share plan. They were in the hospitals for COVID, and the FBI ended up investigating these companies, and there were some companies that were sanctioned, and there were just not good situations for the clients because their bills weren't paid. And when their bills weren't paid, they were left hanging with tens of thousands of dollars of medical bills in the hospitals, because what they thought was health insurance was not the health insurance that they were hoping to have received when they originally had signed up. So that's a gotcha that a lot of these health share plans have in their contracts and clauses, that they don't have the reserves to pay the insurance that people think is insurance, because they're only keeping 30 cents on the dollar in reserves to pay claims. And so your small benefits might be paid, but if you have a catastrophe of going to the hospital and needing something, that's a gotcha that you don't want to be caught in. So what are your options with health insurance to prevent a financial catastrophe? There's a couple companies, and then there's the best company that's out there if you're looking for something for a non-Obamacare, a non-ACA plan. There's a couple different options. There's short-term care plans, but in 2024, the government has made some changes to short-term plans, to where every 90 days, every 3 months, the plan is only good for 90 days. And so at the end of every quarter, you've got to go renew a plan for a short-term care plan. They're good, but they're band-aids. And a health insurance policy where you have to renew every 90 days if you have something happen to you, whether it's a joint issue or you need a surgery or someone has a medical something that comes up. A lot of times if you don't have your coverage and in place and it needs to be renewed, the short-term plans are not good. They're only good for the insurance companies. Maybe 1 out of 100 cases, a short-term plan is something to take a look at. But in a very rare case, I would not recommend a short-term health insurance plan. So there's your number one option out there for private health insurance, where you can get your health insurance all year long. 365 days a year is open enrollment. There's a company called New Era Life slash Philadelphia American. And there's also a couple other companies. But if someone's in decent health and you're looking for the best coverage, there's no co-pays, no deductibles for all your basic coverage, and all your major medical expenses are still covered, and your out-of-pocket expenses much less than an ACA plan, the Affordable Care Act plan. Your coverage is in all 50 states. You can be able to you're able to travel anywhere in the country. Every county in the country, you have coverage from top doctors, top hospitals, clinics, whatever it is that you need to go to. You can see specialists, and you can be able to get the coverage that you need for the best plans that are out there. I look forward to helping you, whatever it may be, with your health insurance. That you have questions, I've got a great team of people where we've got a vast amount of knowledge within this space. My name's Ben Gerritsen. I look forward to helping you with your health insurance.